Did I do my last video with this shirt on? Probably, but I don't care. Anyway, I got something to say. So, you know how when you were back in high school, middle school, you know, you try to hang with the cool kids. You try to be popular. You try to fit in. You try to keep up with the latest trends. You try to, you keep up with your friends. You felt like you were obligated to do it. You felt like you were obligated to keep up with all of these things because of peer pressure. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about peer pressure, but I don't want to talk about the adolescent peer pressure. I want to talk about the adult peer pressure, because it's just as bad in adulthood than it is when we were kids. I feel like it's worse, to be honest, but whatever. Who the hell invented peer pressure? Who did it? So let's talk about peer pressure when it comes to life in general. We're pressured to have our life figured out by a certain age. We're taught that by the time that we're 18, we're supposed to have it all figured out. We're supposed to know exactly what we're gonna do in life. And that's not true. That is not true. Everybody learns different. Everybody can't figure out what they want to do because we're still growing. How is my 18-year-old self supposed to figure out what I want to be the rest of my life? I still got growing to do. There's things I haven't experienced. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on now. Who came up with these rules? Who came up with these rules? We about to fight right now. Just that's just not realistic. Maybe back in the 50s, maybe back in the day you had to figure out what you want to be. Well, because back then it wasn't as a variety of jobs, I would say, as it is now. Back then, you were either wanting to be, medical doctor, a homemaker, the man who works in the office. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I feel like another thing that people are pressured about today is having kids. People shouldn't be pressured to have kids. You have kids when you want to have kids. A lot of people nowadays don't even want to have kids because, I don't know. And that's okay. I feel like even when people do have kids, they're starting to have them younger, which is okay. That's fine. There's no timeline on when you should have kids. You should be 18 and above, but, that's whatever. That's only my stipulations. You do what you do. People shouldn't be pressured to do things that they don't want to do, right? You don't want to have kids, that's fine, because kids are a lot of work. Kids are a lot of work. Kids are a lot of work, okay? But God bless. And then let's talk about the big one, because I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this topic because we know, you see it everywhere. The biggest one is social media. The pressure to feel validated, the pressure to feel and look a certain way, filters, being a certain size, being a certain weight, alternating, changing up your body to please the people who follow you, to please whomever, to keep up with society, to feel validated, for people to tell you, oh, you look good.
Oh, girl, you look good. Body is snatched.
Okay, but we feel the need to upkeep with society for what? We're constantly on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and we got all these things that change the way we look. I shouldn't talk because I got on makeup, but you get it. We think that's the only way, to feel validated, to get fame, to feel validated, to feel validated, to achieve fame, to achieve followers, to make you feel like you are something. But just know that although we have all this peer pressure, just remember to learn to get away from all of that and be with yourself and and realize your values and what you stand for and what you're gonna do. You shouldn't let somebody else decide what you want to do. It's your life. And we got to remember that. This is our life. This is our life. Not your mama's, not your daddy's, not your brothers, not your sisters, not your friends. Not anybody. Not no celebrity you look up to, nobody. You have to determine your own purpose and not be pressured by society to look this way, to feel this way. You need to do this certain job. We should do things that we are passionate about. We should do things that not only that pleases us. When it comes to our life, we gotta be a little bit selfish. We can't make everybody happy. We can't please everybody. That's okay. We have to determine what makes us happy. We have to determine to ourselves, how do I feel validated by myself? What makes me feel like I have a purpose? What is my purpose aside from everybody? What makes me happy alone? Not what's gonna make the people outside of you happy. What is gonna make you happy? You gotta be a little bit selfish, but be kind. Okay? Always be kind. Always be tactful. Always be kind. And it's as simple as that. There's nothing more to it. There's nothing more to it, because when you live in your purpose and you live in your truth, you realize that anything is possible. Anything's possible. Now, that's all I gotta say. Just something simple, but I want you to realize your value. I want you to realize how important you are outside of peer pressure, outside of what society says, outside of what your loved ones say. What do you want to do? What values do you instill in yourself? What values do you carry? Not what values somebody else carries. What values do you carry? Sit down and figure that out. Figure out your purpose. Figure out what you want to do. It is okay to do what you want to do. And don't feel pressured by anybody else, because it's none of their business. It's not their life. You do what you want to do. Doesn't matter what it is. All right, I'm done, because I said all I gotta say. But have a good day. You create your reality. Be kind. God bless. Bye-bye.